Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Jayco Eagle 31MB fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around your unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. When parking, think about your awning on your campsite and your slide. There'll be plenty of room for that to come in and out. Then on your off campsite, of course, your other slide, there'll be plenty of room for that to come in and out. Leave yourself a nice walking path if you can. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. They're going to be towards the front of your unit, your docking station, and your power on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, you come here to your auto leveling system, hold your both arrows down at the same time. About 5 seconds, that's going to give you a green light. These arrows will bring your front landing legs up and down to unhook your hitch. Once your hitch is unhooked and you're clear, you're simply going to touch auto level. That's going to bring down all your auto leveling systems, set your front jacks where they need to be until your unit is level. Once your unit's level, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Oh, when it is, this green light will flash. 50 amp cord here, big long 50 amp cord. At the end of that 50 amp cord, should you need to plug in at a campsite, and your convenience pack is a dog bone to go from 50 down to 30. And if you need to ever plug in at home, also in your convenience pack is a 30 down to 110 you can throw on there. Just run appliances accordingly when running off 110. Once we've got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. City water connection right here is where you hook up the campsites. First thing you do is set these handles. Jayco made it easy. Blue to the right, green to the left for city water connection at the campsites. Your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. Use this when putting your water into your fluid. Hook that up, hook up your hose. You got it set to city water. Don't turn on your hose yet. Let's come over here to your hot water heater. This panel will come right off. And make sure your drain plug's back in there. Once that's in there nice and snug, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now go inside, you can deploy your slides. Get to any water points, open up your taps. Once you have a nice steady flow of water going through those, close them. Then you know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from indoors. There is an on-off electric element switch here. Do not turn it on here unless you're hooked up to 110. That's the only time you'll hook up here. Reset buttons. The hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Look, come out here and press them back in. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're going to go boondocking. Still going to fill up at the same place, but we're going to start with tank fill. Blue down, green to the left. Fill up your tank. The way to tell when that's full is go inside, and where you check your battery and your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Hold that down, that'll tell you when your potable water is full. Once that's full, you will switch to dry camp. Blue to the right, green down. Once you switch to dry camp, then you can turn on your water pump, either here or indoors, to utilize that water. Remove that hose, and you can turn that on. Alright, that about covers everything to get you set up to camp with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around to the rest of the outside of the unit, starting on your off camp side. Your propane. There's the regulator. Your pass-through storage. This light was set to motion or on. Auto leveling system, more info on that. Battery disconnect, that'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. That'll disconnect all the battery power to the unit. In your docking station, you have a light. Here's where you plug in your solar. There's a blue hose over there that'll hook up here. Again, your hot water heater. Here's where you'll bypass to winterize. Water pump, black tank flush, cable and satellite hookups. Here's your directions on how to set those. Here's where you'll put your antifreeze in. When you set that to winterize, it'll suck that right in there. Make sure you're bypassed. Water connections over here, and here's your handles for pulling your black and gray tanks, which are right here below your hot water heater. Also a flue for your furnace. If you run your furnace, steer clear of that, it'll get hot. Make sure nothing's blocking it. And you also have a low point drain here. Come down your slides. This is access panel to the back of your fridge. A vent for your microwave. You also have a low point drain underneath here, that white handle for your freshwater tank. Continuing around the outside, on the back you have a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year and check the seams on your roof and caulk as needed. You also prep for a Furion backup camera. It's a device that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle and electronically communicates with this piece, give you a backup camera for the unit. You can purchase that in our store as well. Give you a 10% off coupon. Coming around your campsite, your big awning, LED lighting. You do have a light for your step, so you can see that good at nighttime. Blue light. Your outdoor speakers. The outdoor kitchen area here. Storage, your fridge. Your J-port will set in here. Simply take this metal piece and set it in there, and that'll give you a grill stand. The other side of your storage here, you got your light, cable and 110 in case you want to set a TV out here. Spare tire manual crank. And your other propane tank. Coming around the front, your spare tire and your battery. Check your battery post now and then, make sure they don't have them wiggled loose over time. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. Okay, so coming up beside your unit here, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Immediately to your left as you come in, you have a control panel here. Below that is a little button. You'll see several of these throughout the unit. What they are is temperature readers. It allows the thermostat to work better. And up here, your J command. There is a BM Pro app that you can put on your phone. You can control your slides and awnings and lights from your phone, so it's really cool. So top button here will take us through different things. Here's our motors, our awning, and our slides. You can select down through here, and over here you will retract or extend. We're on your awning right now. While I'm at it, I'm going to show you. We're just going to hit extend on here. Your awning, you're only going to want to run it out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your brown bar. Now that will extend past that, so keep an eye on it as you run it out. Simply hit retract. We'll run that back in for you. Yeah, keep an eye on it as you run it out. You don't want to run it out that far. It will extend past that and start rolling itself up backwards. Someday they'll design these where they'll stop at a certain point, but as of right now you have to make sure you watch them and stop it when you need it stopped. Run the awning back in here, and then we will continue this tour. Slam locks work best when slightly slammed. Back over to our control panel. So we'll go through the slides later when we close your unit. So here's your temperature. Right now they have the thermostat or the AC on. So let's take the AC over here. High and low. Select, we'll go to set the temperatures. Mode, change the mode to off. Heard the AC shut off. Now we can change that mode, cool to cool auto to furnace. Turn your furnace on real quick. But we'll have to, because this isn't set high enough above the temperature it is in here. Now your furnace kicked on. Now you notice when I shut your furnace off, your furnace takes a couple seconds longer to shut off than your AC. Continue to select through here. We have your settings. You can pair your device here. You can check your tanks. You can turn on your water pump. So you would select up here, top button to select. Oops, let's go back to our pump, bottom button to select, and then over here you would turn it on, your water pump if you're using potable water. Heater, or your water heater if hooked up to electric, and your water heater if hooked up to gas. You just turn it on over here. And back to our motors. So that about covers everything in BM Pro. Like I said, there's a cool app. Go ahead and get the app, put it on your phone. Coming around the corner, here's a bunch of lighting. There is a Bluetooth speaker that will connect to here that you can order from Furion. 110s. I'm going to go straight to your island here because I want to go down behind here and talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Now this is 12 volt. This is always running off your battery. So if you are boondocking somewhere and you don't have anything plugged in charging your battery, use your battery disconnect when you're gone for the day to keep this from running your battery down. Also, this is where one of the 110s with GFCI reset is at. Let's come over here to your Dometic fridge. Open up your freezer to the right. Here's your controls, and up here is where it'll read. Turn it on here, or on up here. Second button you'll select. Go from auto, which means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Or you can switch to strictly gas. And then over here is your temperature set. 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. Self-explanatory microwave. Does have a light and a high and low fat. Down below that, your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light here by rocking it up for these. Turn this to your light. It'll turn to red. Hit your spark. There's your flame. Same thing on the oven. Just turn it to that flame. Light it here. No pilot light. And then once it's lit, set it to the desired temperature. Rock your panel light down and it becomes an oven light. Coming around the corner here to your entertainment center. We'll start up top with your Furion AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD, CD player. Really nice system. Turn that on, see if we got any sound in here. A little bit. So, 3 different zones. You can shut it off in here. Have it just outdoors. Oh, those are our settings. Oh, here's our zones. Shut it off in here and outdoors. So really cool system here. Touch it once to mute it. Television, insignia. Got your remote here. Turn that on. Alright, TV working. I do want to show you behind your television. Grab this and pull it forward. Grab it from both sides and pull forward. And that will give you your swivel. So down here where your cable plugs in, there's a green light with a button there. That is a digital channel enhancer. So before you run your digital channel scan at the local park that you're at to pick up local channels, make sure that that green button's on. Both hands, push your TV straight back. And lock in there for travel. Below that, your fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the best thing about these now, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of using your gas, if you're plugged in somewhere, crank this heat up. It's getting toasty in here already. Your dinette, simply lift this table up, put them legs on here, back cushions on top of that, and that becomes a bed. Your lighting for up in here. is right here. Lighting here. Then all of your recliners. Just parachute pull is what we call them. Pull up on the parachute pull and there's your recliner. You have to push it back down with your legs. 110 and USB ports. Of course, your pantry. Let's come into the middle bedroom. Main thing I want to mention in here, if you can remember where the lights go on, oh, here they are, over in this entry. This is where your access panel to your breaker box and fuses are. Ton of 15s, couple of 30s, 25s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. First, this lift up here. You have to lock that in, like so. Your lighting for in here. And I will quickly turn this sofa into a bed. Simply remove your back cushions. They're Velcroed. Grab the front, lift it up, fold your legs out. Lay the back down, and just that quickly, you're into a bed. Reverse the process. Remember, lift the back up first. If you stand in the middle, gives you good leverage for bringing these legs in. Back up and back down. Return your cushions. Just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. Traveling. Both doors slide and they both have a snap. Make sure that these are snapped open for travel. This is where it's wired for solar, pre-wired, so keep that template on there. Someday someone might want to wire this whole thing for solar, and that's where the techs need to know that's at. Coming into your bathroom here, you do have a hand-controlled exhaust vent. Lots of lighting and plumbing to maintain. You know, just as you would at home, keep an eye on your plumbing. More so with a trailer because you're bouncing a house down the road, things can wiggle loose. Coming into your bedroom, your lighting's here. You're all prepped for a TV. Backer goes here. You can go 12 volt or 110, and cable here. More lighting up next to the bed. Accent lighting, reading light. Controls on the other side for that as well. And then under your bed, all this storage. Lastly, your unit is prepped for a washer and dryer. Should you ever decide to put a washer and dryer in here, it is all prepped for that. Well, that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite. Start closing up some things. Another door to make sure you have snap back. You don't want this bouncing back and forth and hitting your walls. So what I'd like to do to start with is come to my controls here. I didn't go through the bottom here, and I'm sorry. Number one is going to be your lighting. That'll turn on all your interior lights. That'll do outdoors, and this will shut them all off and on. Number three. Another spot you can turn on your water pump, and then here if you touch this, it takes you directly to your temperatures, thermostat or AC. So I like to hit number one just to look to see if I've left any individual lighting on, which I have. I left the light on above the stove, off the microwave. There's a low light and that light's off. Now that I know all the lighting is off, come back here, touch number one again. Doors and drawers. Make sure that all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing is going to impede your slides from coming in. Especially all these, because this is a really tight fit. All doors and drawers are closed. Come to our control panel. Top button until we find motors. Now we're going to select slide number one. Retract. That's gonna be our bunk room here. That noise, okay to hear. Go to number 2 and start hitting retract. That is just the slide mechanism telling itself not to go in any further. It almost has like a grinding noise, but all slides do that, except for the cable driven. Down to slide number 3, retract. That's gonna be our living room. Again, we've put everything away. Nothing's gonna get in the way of our slides coming in. You may, when you arrive, take a look around the corner and make sure none of them doors over here have opened up. Last one's in. Hit number 1, that shuts off all of our lights. Step outside. Before we go all the way, look up, see if our lights are still on. Awning lights are still on. So hit number 2 on your control panel, and that shuts off all of our exterior lights. For your steps, a couple things. Mainly, when bringing these down or up, make sure your exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this can hit it. As I bring it up, I'm going to show you. It sets on a strut, pretty much controls itself. If you want to move these legs, simply press in on this and then adjust it to where you want. Grab your handle, set your steps in, push it in tight, lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn this handle. At this point, we're going to bring up, unhook our power, our cable, and our water. We're going to come to our low point drains. Right up underneath here by your sewage. If you're at a campsite, dump both those. If you are boondocking, you're going to come back here and pull that white handle. That's going to be a fresh tank drain. Coming back into our leveling system. Hold down both buttons again, both arrows. I'll turn you back on. Go ahead and lift up, get your hitch on there. Once your hitch is on, go ahead and hit retract all. That's going to bring up all of your stabilizing jacks. Then you can head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be toward the front on your off side of your campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. One last thing I forgot to mention. After you've drained your waters, come to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remaining of your hot water out of your lines. Then you can go ahead and pull this drain plug. So that door back in here. Put down these little nipples here. Them in there. Make sure you close this too. A lot of people forget to secure the hot water heater. At the dump station, hook up your hose. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook it up there. First thing we're going to do is pull our black handle. Now if it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, leave that handle open. Again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up to our tank flush. Hook up the hose at the dump station and let that hose run for a good 5 minutes. Let that wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Once that's done, close that. Unhook that hose, close your black handle, pull your first gray. Wait till that one's empty, close that one, pull this last gray. This is going to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers, and that'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Then store your sewage hose in a nice sanitary, convenient place, and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years. Happy camping.